got some films here. I'm just wondering if you've seen any of them, and if you haven't, I recommend them. They're well worth checking out. Now here's the first one. The first one is Chasing Pappy, starring Sofia Vergara. Now this is a romantic comedy, and this is the Region 1 version of the DVD. I thoroughly recommend this if you haven't seen it, and if you have seen it, could you please let us know what you think of it. Okay, now next we have this one, which is Bottoms Up, starring Paris Hilton. I'm pretty much guessing you probably haven't seen this one. I think most people haven't even heard of it. It also stars Jason Mewes, who's best known for starring with Kevin Smith in his movies. Usually he plays, you know, the other half of the, what's it called, Silent Bob, and God, I can't think right now anyway, but you know the ones I mean anyway, from the Kevin Smith films, like Mallrats and stuff. But anyway, I must admit I haven't watched this yet, but have you seen this one? Let us know if you've seen it. Now next we have the sequel to Desperado, which is the Robert Rodriguez movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico, once again starring Antonio Banderas and Salma Hayek. Now I haven't watched this one either, I must admit, but I have watched the extras. Now this DVD has some of the best extras I've seen on a DVD. It has some documentaries showing you Robert Rodriguez at work in his studio in his house, where he shows you how he does the music for some of his films, because he actually composes the music on just about all of his movies, I think. And it shows you him layering the tracks and playing the guitar and plugging it into his MIDI system on his computer and using synth sounds and all that sort of stuff. It's very interesting. Well, I thought it was anyway. It also shows you Robert Rodriguez cooking. He's got a recipe that he dishes up, and he tells you how to make, I forget what it is, but it's some sort of recipe that he obviously finds very tasty. Anyway, so this is another one I've yet still to watch, but let us know if you've seen this and what you thought of it. Next we have one of my all-time favourite TV shows, The Fall Guy, Season 1, starring Lee Majors, and of course, what's her name again? Heather. God, it doesn't even tell you on here. Anyway, her there. You must forgive us here. I haven't slept yet. I'm pretty knackered, so my mind's not exactly in full swing. Anyway, this is a highly recommended DVD set. It's the complete first season, and it's got plenty of action, comedy, and all the rest of it, stunts, etc. Let us know if you've seen this. You might have seen it on TV. I'm sure you've seen it on TV at some point maybe. But I'm still waiting for them to bring season 2 out of this. I mean, this one's been out a while and there's still no sign of season 2, so I think they need to hurry up a bit, because there's some people waiting to get season 2. And this also comes highly recommended from me. Next we have the all-time classic, The Crying Game Special Edition. Now I cannot recommend this one highly enough. This is definitely one of my favourite movies of all time. It stars Stephen Ray, Forrest Whitaker and Jay Davison. Jay Davison, you might know, also starred in one other movie, which was Stargate with James Spader and Kurt Russell. Now if you haven't seen this movie, it's basically about the IRA, and Stephen Ray's character escapes and changes his identity pretty much, and he meets a girl who he sort of falls in love with, because he promised Forrest Whitaker's character that he would find her and take care of her if anything ever happened to him. And of course, well, I'll not give the story away, but things go wrong and he sets off on a journey in a new identity. Anyway, this film is gripping from start to finish. It was made in 1992 and the whole thing's just brilliant. I can't recommend this one strongly enough. So if you haven't seen it, I recommend you watch this when you can, if you can get a hold of a copy. Okay. Right, next we have Honey, starring Jessica Alba. I'm sure you've probably more than likely seen this one. This is obviously like a musical film. Not a musical in the sense that everybody starts singing at every given opportunity, like singing the lines and stuff. It's not that type of musical. But nevertheless, it's full of dance numbers, routines and stuff, and lots of music. It's pretty much a musical drama, but it's still pretty good. And Jessica Alba is obviously a good actress. Have you seen this? Anyway, let us know if you have and what you thought of it. Okay, next we have Along Came Polly, starring Jennifer Aniston and Ben Stiller. Now, if you haven't seen this, I really strongly recommend this because it's absolutely hilarious. It's hysterical. There's dust on there. So, if you have seen this, what did you think of it? I don't know, there's that many funny sequences in this film, it's hard to pick like a favourite scene. But there was one particular scene where Ben Stiller goes back to Jennifer Aniston's apartment and he's just had a lot of spicy food and he's allergic to it, and of course it's set his stomach off and he has to use a toilet and then it won't flush. So you can imagine, you know, what happens there if you haven't seen it, that is. But let us know if you've seen this one and what you thought of it. Okay, next we have the sequel to Manonigan, which is Manonigan on the Move. This stars completely different actors to those of what was in the first movie. There's no Andrew McCarthy and there's no Kim Cattrall. Instead we've got the guy from Fright Night, William Ragsdale, and Christy Swanson from Deadly Friend and Buffy fame. Now this one's about an age-old curse from medieval times when a princess gets turned into basically a mannequin, and then somehow she's transported through time to the present day, and when they take the necklace off her, she comes alive. Anyway, that's highly recommended from me. Very funny and it's quite romantic. Okay, last but not least, we have another all-time favourite of mine. This is the Bikini Shot. Now this was hard to get a hold of. Had imported from Holland, I think it was. It's a pretty damn funny romantic comedy. It was made in 1985. It stars Bruce Greenwood. He's quite famous now, but he wasn't back then when he made this. But anyway, let us know if you've seen this or any of the other movies. I'm running out of time now because I'm heading towards, I think I'm heading towards 10 minutes. Just trying to see that. Yeah. And you can't have a video longer than 10 minutes on YouTube or they don't let you upload it. So anyway, this is another film, very funny and quite romantic in places. I highly recommend this if you haven't seen it. Okay? So, thanks very much for watching.